Hello, everyone. This is Globee, and today I am headed to Holly Springs, Mississippi. Holly Springs is in Marshall County. Now, I found two dates of when Holly Springs was founded. One said it was founded in 1835 by William Randolph of Virginia, and the other account said it was founded in 1836. But whatever date is correct, we do know that prior to its founding, it was part of that great Chickasaw nation and served as a trading center for the neighboring plantations. I've lived about an hour's drive from Holly Springs for years, but never visited this city. Let me tell you, as a lover of history, it was definitely my loss. This small town is full of historic artifacts, structures, and other various landmarks. I enjoyed myself so and learned so much, I'm planning a second visit, as there's so much more that I didn't get a chance to see. Everyone in the town was friendly, from the gentleman at the History Museum to the caretaker at the cemetery. It was a place where everyone welcomed you and said hello. I don't know what your impression of Holly Springs is. I can only tell you about the time I spent there and my visit. Even my grandson said, "Grandma, everybody speaks to you." Come along with me, Globee, as we tour Holly Springs, Mississippi. Coming up on your right is the old Mississippi Industrial College. It was once a historically black university founded in 1905. It closed in 1982 due to financial problems. Next, we saw Rust College, which was founded in 1866. Rust is the second oldest private college in the state of Mississippi. We passed by but did not tour the Ida B. Wells Museum. We're told it houses a lot of Miss Wells artifacts. Ida B. Wells is known as a crusader for justice. She was born in Holly Springs in 1862.
and girls school. And this is what the block used to look like. There was a lady started a school in this house during the Civil War. It evolved into Murray Institute, North Mississippi Presbyterian, and eventually Mississippi Synodical. And it closed in 1939 and merged with Belhaven in Jackson.
Belhaven, okay.
And so 39 was the last graduating class. The county ended up with the property in about 1970. Some ladies asked about putting a museum in here, and the county was like, yeah, sure, what are you gonna put in it? So, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And people just started donating. So it's all just local Marshall County artifacts. You know, so we kind of advertise that it's grandma's eclectic attic and with a little bit of everything. It's,
That's all
you
right.
know, and a lot of it is, it's people get to cleaning out grandma's stuff and they don't want it, but they don't want to throw it away. Well, what can I do with it?
Exactly.
I'll give it to the museum. But as in Virginia and Middle Tennessee, North Alabama, but the interesting thing is the Chickasaw, that last session, everyone in the tribe got at least a section of land. It wasn't this forced removal like the Trail of Tears that you hear in the other parts. And
because that's what I thought. All of them got forced out.
Yeah, that wasn't the story in North Miss, that last session. The Love family and the Colberts, which are English names, they were Tories that had fled during the Revolution. They came here and married into the Chickasaw. And they kind of brought the ways of whites with them, including they brought slavery and cotton and all of that. And the Chickasaw had kind of embraced the ways of the white.
What they were taught.
Yeah, exactly. It's what they knew. And anyway, there was the Loves sons had gone to school back east, and they negotiated that last session. And every Chickasaw got at least a section of land. And the women got two, because in the Chickasaw law it was all matriarchal.
I like that.
Yeah. And so anyway, when you go back and look at a lot of the land records, you find that Indian was the first owner of the land. And the last Chickasaw didn't leave here to the 1850s, because I'm Presbyterian and some of our early members were Chickasaw. But anyway, the descendants of the Loves are the Love truck stop people.
bees, because the bees were supposed to be the gatekeepers. And
Oh, okay.
it really Queen
Yeah,
Elizabeth
I've heard
died.
that one before, yeah. Yeah, they, you know, when yellow fever, of course, nothing like Memphis, but still, for the size of the town, you know, over 300 died and about 80%
And they just
got
didn't
it.
know.
And I think we had 1,600 people that fever was there was 6 Catholic nuns. It was more than that here, but it was 6 that died from yellow fever while taking care of the sick, and then the priest died as well. And the over the cemetery, that's a drawing of a marker. There's a marker to all the nuns, and so they opened this museum to kind of talk about yellow fever. But the church itself, the floor where it was beat up, is where Union soldiers would stick their bayonets up in the thing, and then they'd fall over and knock a chip out. And what it was they would be pitching them, trying to like get closest to a corn or whatever, and whoever who was closest would win.
Playing a game or something?
Playing a game.
Okay.
And that's where the chips in the floor came from. And because when the Union Army came through here, they occupied all the houses and the churches.
War.
They do, like I said, a lot of times in the summer they'll do programming about yellow fever in general and the effect on the town itself.
Right. The Christ Episcopal Church, established in 1858 during the Civil War, was used as a stable for Union horses. Soldiers used the altar as a feeding trough and further desecrated the pipes. The Hugh Craft home, built in 1851, was the headquarters for the officer in command, Union Colonel Robert C. Murphy, at the time of Van Doren's raid in 1862. The lower level of this Presbyterian church was used as a stable for horses of the occupying Union cavalry. The Yellow Fever House was the home of W.J.L. Holland, and the Yellow Fever House housed the first yellow fever victims brought to Holly Springs, and Mr. Holland lost his life to the disease as well. This is Hillcrest Cemetery. I am so thankful to the groundskeeper who guided me to the grave of Hiram Revels. I would never have found it on my own. I wanted to visit the graves of Mr. Holland as well as those courageous nuns who helped others during the yellow fever epidemic, but didn't want to ask too much of him. Maybe I'll be able to find their graves on my next visit. When the gentleman at the museum asked whether I was eating lunch in Holly Springs, I told him yes. He recommended Annie's Restaurant. I had already researched the local restaurants the night before.
And where are you traveling from?
Anywhere. Well, I'm coming from Memphis.
You from Memphis. Okay.
Is that grits? What is that? Grits?
It's rice and salmon.
Oh. You want salmon cake? Annie's Restaurant was my top choice, and I'm so glad we ate here. The home-cooked food was delicious, the price was reasonable, and the staff was friendly. Try to taste. Try to taste. So I got cabbage, candy yams, and baked chicken.
Okay, yeah. You have to come forward.
Yeah. Otherwise, someone else is going to be found guilty.
I know. And I know you've never let the mother of your child go to prison, especially for something you did.
No, can't.
Christina's not doing anything.
Brandon, give me a knife. Knife.
Christina's going to start talking, and she's liable to get all of us convicted of something. Damn it.
I can't promise there's not going to be consequences.
It is written that Holly Springs was initially called Swavatuki by the Chickasaws, which means watering hole, as there were fresh springs in the area. There was also an abundance of holly trees. Well, when the town was incorporated in 1837, it was renamed Holly Springs. Well, my time is up in Holly Springs, Mississippi. I thoroughly enjoyed the places we visited and learned so much. It was a great history lesson for my grandsons. The good, the bad, the love, the hate, it's all a part of our country's history. I was amazed to learn Ida B. Wells' father was a master carpenter and helped build a lot of the homes here in Holly Springs. I didn't know Hiram Revels, who was born in my home state of North Carolina, was buried here. I can't wait to come back. I'm glad you came along with me and hope you learned something as well. And as usual, I will pick you up on the next drive.